Alright guys, I'm going to give y'all just an update on the 420 Rancher I was having with the shift problems. Given the 24 code. In my other video I said that it was giving signs it was the motor, the control shift motor. Had to check for the PCM to make sure it was correct. I did have a buddy was able to put my PCM on his bike and it worked fine. So it eliminated that it was the PCM. It turns out to be the control shift motor. One thing that I did not know would be very helpful is that anytime that you are doing something different, looking for a problem, you have to reset the electric shifter, the 24 thing, by cutting the switch off and turning it on. So every time you do something different, if you leave your switch on, it's still going to give you the same code. It resets every time you cut the switch off and cut it on, which is very helpful. I wish I would have knew that when I was doing my research on what was wrong with the problem, because I would leave the switch on, I would mess with connectors or try to test this and test that, and when it starts getting the code, the PCM goes in safety mode. It does not allow any volts or ohms to come through the PCM. So by accident I realized that by that, and if I would have knew how to reset it every time. But one of the things that I've done to, and by my previous video that I had the shift motor working because I was using the winch switch running through, shifting the motor, and I was able to ride it and drive it. So I thought it was great. I took the shift motor apart, cleaned it, everything looked good, and it was working. But it was a bad connection somewhere with the connector and the motor. Even though it needed the new shift motor, I thought it was okay. I still have the old shift motor on it now, and it's working. But I did order a new one from Honda. I think it's $88 for it. I didn't want to go with anything other than Honda for it to make sure it lasts. But on the PCM, which I have it covered up now, it's a 5-pin black connector, and you can see if it's got I was trying to put juice through the lines that runs down to the control motor, and I noticed it had juice through it. So I hooked the shift motor up to it to make sure that it would spin on its own, and it would not. I unplugged it. I used my multimeter to check the voltage. It had voltage down there, so then I knew, well, why is the motor not working now when I've been using it to shift gears and all on it? And as I moved it around and was pushing and squeezing on the connector, I noticed that the motor started working. I let go of it, it quit working. So I hooked it all back together. I turned the switch on with the connector hooked together, and it was still giving me the 24 code. So while the switch was on, I was squeezing and everything on the motor while I was pushing the shift up or shift down button, and it wouldn't work. The reason it wouldn't work because we had to reset it again by cutting the switch off and back on again. That was a helpful thing that after I learned about it, realized that would have been helpful in troubleshooting the whole time. So, and it's a closed circuit. So once something breaks in it, it becomes an open circuit. The PCM shuts it down. So then it will not, you have to reset it, and you have to reset it by cutting the switch off and back on again. So if you're having a problem getting the 24 code, go straight to your motor and check it. Even though I took it off 4 different times and I checked it with the battery and was using it with the winch switch to hook it up and shift gears and ride it around, it turned out to be the connector and the motor both. I straightened it out. I kind of bent the prongs on the 2 pins on the connector, put a little dielectric grease on it, put it back together, and as you can tell, I've been riding it today. So I hope this helps somebody out, because I got really frustrated trying to find something on this code, even though they're saying it was just a bad wire, bad connector when you get the 24 code. Just remember, it is a closed circuit. meaning that everything is tied in together. If one connector or one wire is unplugged or have dirt in it, it's going to be an open circuit. By being an open circuit, it's going to put the PCM in safety mode. Check all your connectors, but I suggest starting with the shift motor, making sure it's got power, make sure it will turn over. Unhook the 5-pin black connector from the PCM. Shoot juice straight through that to the motor with it unhooked from the engine, and see if it's making the motor turn over. Put your voltmeter to it, make sure you're getting 12 volts to it. If you've got 12 volts going through the line and your motor's not running, try tapping on it, squeezing on it. Take it apart, clean it, and make sure that your motor's going good. Even though mine was working, it turned out to be the problem with this. So, but anyway, I hope this helps y'all out, and thank y'all.